Thursday. Now that it is getting colder at night, the need for safe and warm housing becomes very important. 5 News reporter Kayla Davis spoke with the Northwest Arkansas Salvation Army on how they're working to combat the cold. Kayla?
Darren, I'm here at the Salvation Army where residents are beginning to claim beds for the night. The Salvation Army tells me they've expanded their space, nearly doubling their capacity for men, women, and families. They say they can now accept up to 28 people in their newly renovated cold weather shelter when temperatures hit 32 degrees.
It's the difference between life and death sometimes because it gets so dangerously cold at night.
Stephanie Chastain with the Salvation Army says the shelter has been closed the last 6 months as they made renovations to expand the space and help more people. And the shelter reopened last week just in time for the winter season.
When it's so cold and you're looking for any type of shelter, it's a scary thought. It's almost like it slows time down, because all you're thinking about other than the drugs and alcohol is how you're going to stay sheltered and stay warm enough, because people out here die when they don't have any place to go.
Ryan Huff is a former addict and graduate of the rehabilitation program the shelter offers. He says his time spent at the shelter changed the trajectory of his life, and the expansion will continue to help more people.
Just having a place, somewhere to lay your head down at night, that's not just a relief, but that in itself can give you hope.
We have 18 beds here in the women's dorm, 18 beds in the men's dorm, and then we have 12 in our family dorms. We have 2 family dorms, so we've been able to expand exponentially.
Stephanie says many who use the shelter are local residents who struggle to find affordable housing across Northwest Arkansas.
Everyone across the country is feeling the effects of inflation and rising costs of just living your everyday life, and some are just unable to keep up with that rise. And so we're glad that we're here to be able to be a safe place for someone who's struggling during these difficult times.
Stephanie tells me other resources for the unhoused in the Northwest Arkansas area are beginning to recognize the growing need for night shelters. She says One Day Shelter just across the street, Seven Hills, is working to open a night shelter of their own. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Kayla Davis, 5 News.
All right, Kayla, thanks. By the way, the Salvation Army office in Fort Smith is also making some renovations. They say they should be finished within the next couple of months.